You hear the word multi-potentialite. Now I'm saying a lot of big words, but in layman's terms, that is someone who has multiple talents. Now, you don't have to be into church or anything, but we always hear God gives you multiple talents and you need to use them and utilize them. The difference is I wound up taking those multiple talents and learning how to create a business because of my passions. And so I like to tell people it is important for them to learn what their passions are. And it's okay if you don't have them, but you can start identifying them. And once you have those passions, start making it into a business. Now, the hard part is formalizing it, growing it, and scaling it. But the first thing on any passion or any business that you have to have the mindset. You know, so many people who oftentimes they say, oh my God, I'm really good at this, but I'm scared. Well, do it scared. That's my next thing. Mindset, do it scared, and then have the fortitude. Those are basic. I mean, literally, like this is like basic 1, 2, 3.
Welcome, welcome, welcome for another episode of the MOMpreneur Success Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. We have a wonderful guest. I am so excited to have her with us. So I introduce to you our Nicole Sharp.
Oh, thank you so much, Denise. I am so excited and proud of you for having this podcast. I remember when it was a discussion and it's actually here and it's doing so well. So I'm so proud of you. Kudos to you and much success as you continue your journey.
Thank you. So I wanted to have you on. I mean, I knew that you were going to be one of the first guests because you are a rock star, an entrepreneur extraordinaire. So much that you have going on, so much success. And when I think about being an entrepreneur and understanding how important multiple streams of income are, I think of you. I think of all of the different things that you do. Like you have definitely mastered that and you understand that and you own that. And I thought, first and foremost, for mom entrepreneurs, getting out there, trying to figure it out, going from 0 to 6 figures to 7 figures. Who else would I contact and say, hey, what do you have to say for them? What are 3 business strategies, 3 tips that are like the rock star tips to get them from that point of, oops, I don't know, or that point of frustration, getting them to that, all right, I got this. This is going to help me so that they can skip all of the frustration and get at least, maybe not to the head of the line, not to the front, but at least get to the middle of the line and get smarter, quicker, and faster and get to profitable. Tell me, what would you suggest?
Yeah. So first, let me say, I love this. And I think starting out, it's so important, even though it says Mom Podcast, MOMpreneur Success Podcast. I'm not a mom, I'm a momtee. So a full-time momtee. And so it gives a different twist to it because a lot of aunties are, in that mom space. So yes. I think the information that I provide is universal to everybody. Like everybody else, we put our pants on at the same time. So I'm just a regular girl who, just puts my pants on at the same time or my skirt like everybody else and, trying to make it. And so when I say trying to make it is staying and keeping the fortitude. I would say my 3 key things that are so important that have helped me is literally the mindset. I changed my mindset. And I think if you have a yes mindset, it is so important. And sometimes, I'll take another step back. A lot of people know me as the slashpreneur, right? And so they're like, what's a slashpreneur? Well, so many people are known for multiple things. This podcast is a perfect example. You got moms, and I'm sure they have a job. Mom alone is already hard in itself.
It's a job in itself.
And then they're a job in itself. And then they are starting a business or they're in their business. And that's a whole nother segment. And they may be a spouse or they may have a significant other. have some type of relationship, maybe a caregiver, and going through all of those things. Those are different jobs and different careers, but you also are a human being and you have other interests. And so I always tell people, take the word slashpreneur. I am not the only person with that. Even though I did coin the phrase, I do think it's important. You hear the word multi-potentialite. Now I'm saying a lot of big words, but in layman's terms, that is someone who has multiple talents. Now, you don't have to be into church or anything, but we always hear God gives you multiple talents and you need to use them and utilize them. The difference is I wound up taking those multiple talents and learning how to create a business because of my passions. And so I like to tell people it is important for them to learn what their passions are. And it's okay if you don't have them, but you can start identifying them. And once you have those passions, start making it into a business. Now, the hard part is formalizing it, growing it, and scaling it. But the first thing on any passion or any business that you have to have the mindset. So many people who oftentimes they say, oh my God, I'm really good at this, but I'm scared. Well, do it scared. That's my next thing. Mindset, do it scared, and then have the fortitude. Those are basic. I mean, literally, like this is like basic 1, 2, 3. The hardest part is ourselves, getting out of our own way. That's your 3.5, right? And so it starts with us. I will tell you, for me, I took more personal and professional development courses, and the professional development courses or classes led to personal development that helped me get out of my own way, where I would say, I'm really scared. I talk a lot and, I love you and I know you. But I'm not big on being on camera. I'm big on talking to my friends. Sometimes I want to make sure I'm authentic to people that hear me. I cannot stand not being authentic to people, because oftentimes on social media, you hear or you see all of these magnificent things and people aren't always happy, or sometimes they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. No, I don't think that's the best route to do. So I'm not the person that encourages people to quit their job and start their dream. I'm encouraging people to utilize the businesses their job that they have, take a portion of that, take a lean startup or a lean model and literally say, I don't have it, but what can I do to get there? And so again, just as a recap, because I like to recap, I'm not a teacher, but I feel like it's always good because you might say, I heard the tail end. The first thing is the second thing, I believe I said it was fortitude.
Do it scared.
Do it scared. Yes, do it scared. And then the third thing is fortitude. And then the 3.5, correct me if I'm wrong, is what did I say?
Get out of your own way. I am a teacher, so I did write it down.
Yes, I'm so glad. The reason why, see, this is how you know I'm being real, because I live these things, but I say them in different formats, right? And so I try to find things that people can resonate with, but those things are so key. And it is 3.5, because when you think about it, they're all wrapped up in one, right? They're all the same thing.
All about but what's in here.
Yes. And you can't do one without the other. You can't do it scared without saying, I'm going to do it and making it up in your mind. So sometimes people say, how are you saying all the same things? No, you got to start with your mind first, and then you execute. And with that execution, each part is a little step. And so that's why I tell people, you got to keep going. There are days you're not going to feel like doing it, or you really don't have the time because things happen, especially with kids. Sometimes it's the last thing, things happen at the last minute, but you got to find that time. So that means you got to, have lunch for 30 minutes and do what you got to do on the back end, whatever it is, even if it's just one small task, just keep going.
Yes. So I know I've alluded to how much of a rock star you are, but I did not. I should have had you introduce yourself and tell us about what it is you do. Will you share that with us? And then also, will you how do people get in touch with you? Tell us all about it. But yes, please tell us, what do you do?
So as I said, I'm coined as a slashpreneur. Take the word, guys. It's not I don't own it for real. It's just, it's a great word to say, you do multiple things. I'm a serial entrepreneur in so many words. And by day, I own a government consulting firm, Griffin Consulting Partners. We specialize and focus on health IT. And also we service the military treatment facilities and other health facilities, which are over 400 clinics and hospitals. We work in the areas of, like I said, IT, in medical professionals, and we also have call centers for medical professionals. So by day it's busy, but I jokingly say in a loving way, the goal is to make my sides my main. I like saying it that way because they're my side hustles. And I would love for my side hustles to scale as a part of my main business. And so I have, starting out, a travel bag company that I patented products. I actually patent travel bags, and we sell those. They're rolling convertible bags, and they come in 2 separate sizes, a carry-on and also an extended stay. So it's great for the big and tall guys, or if you love to pack and you're one of those people. I don't like to pack with my family. I'd rather pack with my family, but I don't like to pack where we have all these bags and we're going on a weekend trip. The extended stay is perfect for that. It, like I said, unzips into a carry-on, to a garment bag, and the carry-on is TSA and FAA approved, so you can travel outside the country and inside the country and still have that carry-on. I personally hate it, traveling and checking in luggage, so that was also one of the reasons. And I also am a shoe designer, and I am a cobbler by trade. I know how to make shoes and design shoes as well. We primarily do made to order shoes, and we also focus on creating shoes for various organizations. And we recently started making shoes for all women and men, and we implement various styles of technology in that. So I'm really happy about that, because we will be launching at the beginning of the year our virtual shoe fitting, which will be a little different than most virtual shoe fittings or fittings that you see from a technology perspective. Our goal is to really help our customers and look at what they need by providing that quality service. So
yay. And those shoes are fierce. Oh my gosh. I live vicariously through seeing those shoes all the time. I'm just saying, they are beautiful.
But we're ready to start launching and making shoes that everyone can wear. And I'll be very transparent. I've had a couple of people say, okay, now I like heels, but COVID got me, I'm not wearing heels like that. So you need to come on down, so we want to start getting groups of women to help us design the ideal shoe that they want. And yes, and literally saying, what type of shoes do you like? Are you a wedge girl? Are you a platform girl? Are you a flat girl? Are you a sneaker girl? And being able to get those group of women and saying, we created this type of shoe. What do you want us to change? And getting people excited about it, because who doesn't love shoes? We all love shoes, right? Yes. But it's another thing when you say, I helped design the shoe. That's a different thing. When someone says, oh girl, I really like this shoe. And they're like, where'd you get it from? You're like, oh, I designed it. Right. That changes the ball game. And everybody wants to have that feel, especially if they can do that. And so we're looking to grow that and help other people, get involved and have some, and empower themselves, especially women. The whole idea when it comes to shoes is it makes or breaks them. But most of all, when they're able to say, I picked out the color. That's another thing, we do it with Nikes and other designers. So
exactly.
They don't deal with high heels.
So. I was gonna say, because I see those shoes and they're so high. I'm like, you know what? At this point in my life, that'd be like the giraffe walk if I were to stick one of those on or a pair of those on. So I mean, I can still do them, but that's not my everyday rocks. So, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm going to resort to a little bit of a heel I believe in comfort and cute. I call it comfy and cute. So I'm not opposed to them, but I'm already tall as it is. So I tend to tower as it is. So I'm like, okay, give me something medium, or give me a little something that's going to give me a little bit of a height, but it's cute and I can sit and stand in them all day, as opposed to having to be escorted around to
Exactly.
be able to manage it. But let me tell you again, they're fire. Your styles are just right on. I love them. So I'm so excited for all that you're doing. Cool.
Thank you. COVID definitely changed our mindset. I'm one of those people too. I was a heels girl, but I didn't, for the full year, we didn't wear it. And so immediately went back to the team and was like, we got to change this. These shoes are great, and comfort is our biggest thing. That is one of the reasons why we implemented the technology piece to it, because we started doing some research and understanding the minority foot, if you will, if I had a target, and looking at our customers and what differences they have and how to specialize for their comfort. And so just because they had comfort, they had a particular type of comfort in January, does not mean they'll have that same comfort in March and or in November, because there are different variables to women and different times and stuff. And so the same thing goes for men, not all the time, but for the most part. And so once we start looking at that, and we started working with orthopedic podiatrists and orthopedic surgeons, that definitely gave us a more of a nuance to understand what is needed and how we can make sure that the next shoes or the next group or designs that we come out with, not only are they cute, but they're comfortable for everybody, and literally they're made for that person. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And that's not to say, I know a lot of ladies who wear heels who there are certain heels that are very comfortable to them. So, and I'm sure that yours are along those lines as well.
I also think of what I've learned is, I love heels and they are comfortable to me, but I think because of COVID, you don't wear them often. You need to have that. So we're not going to give up on high heels. I mean, I don't think we'll ever do that. I don't think the world is able to do that. Right?
They have a place for sure.
Yeah, they will always have a place, but looking at it long term, we're not aging backwards, we're aging forward, and all we have are 2 feet. And we want to make sure that our customers are able to utilize that as they, transition and whatever they desire, whatever heel height they have, we want to focus on that. And so our shoes are designed. Each shoe may not be for that customer, right? And so we do have flats, we do have kitten heels as well currently.
I've seen.
And and we also have sneakers. And we found that, our current sneakers are for the younger kids, right? They loved it. I would have never thought that, but so most of our sneakers are for, younger children. They wear the customers will buy them for their preteens or teens, and then we have our flats that, are, senior pretty girls, we call them, or seasoned pretty girls. I'm one of those seasoned pretty girls. So, we wear the flats, and then we have our boots, and we actually have, which is so funny, our customers were saying, we have a pair of boots, which is so hilarious that I ran in them, and I was shocked because it had so much cushion, and other women were like, these were the most comfortable boots we've ever had. I was shocked because I outdid myself. I mean, I was impressed at the fact that was even possible. I was thankful. I walked all day in them, and typically in any shoe, regardless of the design, Louboutins are wonderful to look at, and no knock to them. I love them. They are the pinnacle. Sometimes they have an expiration date on their heels, but they're beautiful to look at and they're beautiful to walk in. But the heels are known for that, and not just that designer, but just in general. So when you do create that combination for a boot, heel, or whatever, that's always great. But we want all women to feel pretty, and we know all women are pretty girls. So it's not just one size shoe. We have slides, we have all of the fun things. We want the shoe, when they put it on, we want that to be their Cinderella slipper.
I love that. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. How can you be reached? How can people reach out? How can they learn about your brands and your products and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, so I always tell people, if they have any questions or they want to reach me directly, I have a number where they can literally call me, and I apologize, I don't remember off the top of my head, so I went to go look for it. But it's 571-999 6870. And if you text me on that number, you'll be able to, ask me any questions, and also we'll be able to communicate through that form of communication. And then it will direct you to all of my websites. We do have multiple things. I will say, to talk about my process and how I started on a lean model and having multiple businesses while living my life. People kept asking me. And so it was encouraged that I write a book. And so I plan in 2022 to have that book released on steps on how you can do it, along with workshops, free workshops along with the book, so people can do that. Because what's the point of doing it if you can't give back and you can't show someone else? But the success story is not just with you, it's with the other people that
you bring with you.
Absolutely. How did Jay-Z say it? I mean, I don't know how he said it, but I believe in what he said. And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. Whatever he said,
yes.
You don't want to just be
how many people you brought with you. Your success is not just in your success. It's how many people you brought with you. If you don't have nobody with you, you ain't got nothing.
No, there's no reason for that. And there's more than enough for all of us to win. Yes. And I know sometimes we don't always hear that, but everybody is able to win, and our journeys are different, and different does not mean there's different levels. Different means we just have a different story, but our success can all be the same. Yeah. That's the part that I love. I want people to hear, and I love when I see that. And that's kind of my mantra. So my book will be out, and to help others to, if they really want to know those key things on how to do it step by step, and go from there.
I can't wait. That's exciting. That is definitely, that's it. Well, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all of your nuggets, because yes, absolutely. Number one, mindset. That yes mindset. It used to be positive mindset. And now people are like, oh, you can't be positive all the time and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? When you say yes mindset, that's a different story. That really is the key, the indicator that says, this is, I need to, instead of thinking about, oh, how, this can't happen or that. No, if you have a yes in your head and your mindset is, how will I make this happen? That's it. Like, that's it. I love that. So yes, a positive or a yes mindset, do it scared. Whew. Yeah, absolutely. That's it. And then having the fortitude, because Rome was not created in a day.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to hold on. You're definitely going to have to hold on and make it down the line. And then the little half of the get out of your own way. That's it. All of that. And again, that is surrounding around getting out of your head, because our mind really, or getting into your head, but being able to navigate it in a positive way to get you to where you need to be, actually.
Yeah. And I have a little nugget for anyone who does have a yes mindset and they want to do it scared and get out of their own way. If they do text me, I do have a template that will help them at least get started on tools and things that they need if they do have a physical product business. Even if you have a service product business, there are tools that can help them as a spreadsheet on how to get started if they want to start their own business or they need to scale with their own business. It's a template that I encourage people to use. Just a quick little thing to say, hey, do I have all of these things in place? It's just a one pager, and you can look at it on one page and say, if I can check off all of these things in my business, I'm on my way. It's very simple, very easy. I would also say with that, and you're interested in those things, the most important thing I think in our community is we need to have our proper business infrastructures. And so as a part of that, I think it's so important to have those proper business infrastructures to get those things set up. And if you don't have it, find the resources to assist you. You don't have to spend a lot. And there are things, and there are free tools or inexpensive tools to help you get to that startup level that you can use and then scale to where you have that. But I always tell people, if you don't even have the budget, just write it out. Just write it out, because you don't know.
Write it down for now.
Write it down for now. So when you do have it, you can do it. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, that number is 571-999-6870. Thank you so much for being with us. All righty. And thank you for listening. Again, another episode of the MOMpreneur Success Podcast every Monday. I appreciate your time, your energy, and much success to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.